2010 on a 10 plate Land Rover Defender. As far as Defenders goes, I think this one ticks all the boxes you're going to want. 110 factory station wagon, so that's 7 forward-facing seats. And then the trim level is XS, which is as high as you can get. So that's aircon, heated seats, electric windows, central locking, etc. It's got a load of other Land Rover options on it. It's got the larger alloy wheels, roof rack, extra spot lamps, that sort of stuff. Really nice high spec. Reason being is the original owner, as you'll see by the plate, and it is documented as well, is Land Rover UK. They owned the car for 3 months and then it went to its current keeper. So it is one previous keeper, however, one private keeper because original owner was Land Rover. We're going to start by having a good look around the bodywork, then we'll go through the interior and we'll go for a cold engine startup. If we start on this driver's side, if we look down this side, you can see it's lovely and straight all the way down there, with the exception of the factory spot weld marks, which you get on every Defender. It's sort of their signature thing on the rear end. But as far as the Defender goes, that is as smooth and as straight as you're going to find one. I did notice there is a bit of a dent here, which is a very weird one. I'd like to know how that's been done because there's no marks in the paint at all. Good dent man, I'll get in and knock that out, I would imagine, very, very quickly. You can get straight in behind it. Nice, easy job. So 50 quid a panel normally, isn't it? So there you go. And like I say, there's no marks on the paint anywhere. It just wants that pulled out. Rest of the driver's wing, lovely and clean and tidy. The arch itself is good. These later cars obviously got body coloured arches as well. And it is on the very expensive XS alloy wheels. So finding those for a set is a lot of money these days. We do have the lock and wheel in the car as well. It's on Continental cross contacts all round. So a lovely all-terrain tyre. They look the part, but they don't give you loads of road noise, which is always good. Nice and neat on the seam down here and on the top of the wing and round the vent. What we call the tombstones. We've got a little bit of paint flake on this one, but round there's no corrosion coming through, anything nasty like that. And nice and neat on that front panel. All good coming up and round the windscreen. It's quite difficult to see. Obviously you've got that roof rack there, but it is neat around there. And those roof racks, actually, they're worth their money because that little front piece does stop it from whistling away, but they look really good. Coming down this side, nice and tidy around the hinges on the driver's side and along the sill on this side as well. Pop the camera underneath. All nice and neat under there. As you can see, steps are all solid as they should be. There's no marks on the driver's door to whinge about. The glass coming down the side, clear on the front, tinted on the rear, 3/4. Rear door hinge, again both up and down there, nice and tidy as well. No marks on the rear door to note. With a little, proper detail. There's a couple of little bits of ingrained dirt here and there, but in the seams and things, there's no corrosion popping through. Quite often you get what we call alley rash coming through on this rail here, but this one is all nice and tidy. Around the filler cap's good. Arch on this side's good. Another Continental cross contact tyre and nice alloy wheel. Round on the back, and again, there's no flake on this piece of trim, which is very common. Around the hinges on the door, all three of those are good. The door doesn't drop when you open it or anything like that. It does have the company that was looking after it, they've got their hard cover on there, but there is a tyre, what looks to be so it's a matching tyre and wheel on there as well, so you could take that off. It would look better, I would think. Rear section of the chassis, normally they look minging, but this one, as you can see, is all nice and neat. We do have an adjustable height tow bar with the electrics and the 2 hooks, as well as a proper step to get in and out of the boot, which you'll need, obviously 7 seats. On the windows on the back, they're all good. No corrosion or anything coming through, anything nasty like that. And then we do have the ladder to get up to the roof rack. Round on the passenger side, and again, lovely and neat all the way down there. Nothing nasty to whinge about down the bottom here, around the arch. And again, this trim, there's no paint flake, like I said, that's quite common on these. Another good Continental cross contact and alloy wheel. There's a little bit of lacquer peel here and there on 1 or 2 of the alloys, but they are a diamond cut, so you would expect that. It's a 15-year-old car after all. Nice and neat on that rear door, and again around the hinges on the back door. Same as the other side, tints on 3/4, clear on the front. Very small scratch just there, almost a stone chip if you like, on the bottom of the sill, but the rest of the door nice and neat. Nothing to whinge about coming up the A-pillar there, and again a little bit of paint flake on that tombstone. But Nothing really to whinge about. Personally, I'd just leave that. All nice and tidy on the front wing. See, obviously compared to the other side, that's how it should look, nice and flat. And your final good wheel and tyre. Round up the front, indicators, side lamps and headlamps are all nice and clear. Front bumper, normally these get quite a lot of paint flake. This one's nice and tidy. We do have like the latest sort of XS spec front sump guard. Amazingly, the grille is nice and neat. That's normally cracked by now, and normally this is all flaky, but this one's good. And the bonnet itself is lovely and neat. Obviously, these later ones with the TDCI engines got the bulge for the engine. This is the preferred, the 2.4, the one to have. Moving on to the interior, and really, apart from the look on the outside, this is where you get your XS sort of benefits. All nice and tidy on the door card. We've got rubber mats and the proper cloth mats underneath. It smells like a brand new Land Rover in here, which is lovely. Driver's seat is nice and neat all the way down, half leather. You will notice we've got heated seats, aircon, which on the Defender is quite rare, but most importantly, very, very useful. Electric windows, which again, believe it or not, on a Defender is quite rare. And we've got front and heated rear screens, the factory aux button for the actual lights. They're not wired off on a nasty switch or anything like that. And mileage-wise, 33,621, which for a 15-year-old car is absolutely nothing. That's lovely. Perforated steering wheel, nice and neat all the way around. No real signs of any wear. We'll pop the bonnet while we're here. Set the console, that's all good. Quite often that can wear down to nothing. All nice and tidy in there. I've had this one down the road as well. It does drive nice. Nice and neat on the rear door cards there. 3 full seats in the back, and then you've got 2 more in the boot, which we'll show you in a second. Half leather, lovely and soft. No signs of any wear at all. Headlining is lovely and neat all the way back. Backs of the seats are good. These aren't pulled out or stretched. More proper rubber mats in here with the carpets underneath. And then into the boot, like I said, it doesn't drop at all. It's nice and light. Normally, if they've been used to carry things around, this is all scraped and scratched, but this one, as you can see, is good. And I've left one up, one down. Very easy to put them up and down. It's literally just that lever, drop it down, pull it up. But they aren't the side-facing bench seats. They are the proper forward-facing, half leather to match the rest, with a 3-point seat belt and some headroom, unlike the other style. Like I say, if you're going to have the 7-seat option or more in a Defender, that's the way to do it. Rear left, again, all good on the door card. Mats are lovely and neat. But it does smell like a new Defender in here. It's freaking me out a bit. All nice and tidy in there, nothing to whinge about. And then front left, all good on the door cards. Like I say, these door cards do scratch up quite easily, whereas this one's obviously been well looked after because they're lovely and neat. Nothing to whinge about on the passenger seat or on this side of the dash. Got the extra speakers under there as well. And then under the bonnet, like I say, you've got that 2.4 litre, which is the preferred. They did 2.2 in the early ones, 2.4 in the later ones. It's the preferred engine. Much nicer on motorways, things like that. All nice and standard looking in there, nice and neat. It doesn't have a silly exhaust or anything like that on it. It just sounds totally standard. We'll fire it up. Central locking working as well. Obviously not happy because the bonnet's open. But we unlock that in order to start the car because it's got an immobiliser, which again, when it comes to the Defender, it's going to help your insurance. Fires up on the button. You will notice ABS light stays on. That is normal for these. As soon as you go over 5 miles an hour, they go off. I have checked that as well, like I say. Starts up on the button. No nasty rattles or noises, and nothing horrible coming out of the back. So there you have it. 2010 on a 10 plate, 1 previous keeper, which was Land Rover, 7-seat station wagon XS. If you've got any more questions, please get in touch. Thank you.